Hey there, this is Chuck with Focus Games. Today we are playing Prison Architect. This is a new game by Introversion, and we are in the BugBash version 1J here, and we are helping out to try to find some bugs. And one major bug that I have right now is the fact that I can't scroll up and down. I can only scroll side to side, so I have to use the directional keys, which is really annoying, and don't like it at all, but that's fine. So today we are just going to, I'm going to pretend like you have no idea how to play this game, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it. So we are going to create a brand new prison from scratch. We're going to keep Fog of War on. Continuous intake is off because that is insanely hard. That is like super stupid hard mode. If you want to play that, then put it on continuous intake. I'm going to start off with a small map because as you play this game you do have the option to actually expand your map. So that'll be pretty nice. And why not? We'll generate a lake. Buildings are kind of dumb, and failure conditions can be really hard as well. So for the first time I show this, we're not going to put that on. We'll go ahead and just start here. There is a little bit of a lag between this first screen and the beginning of gameplay, but as you can see, it doesn't take too long here. So when you first open this game up, you are going to have garbage and delivery zones already put here, which is not terrible. But the first thing I like to do is just go ahead and pause it real fast and see. This is our plot of land. Not terrifically huge, but not too bad. And actually we didn't end up with any water, so not too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and just scroll around here. And one of the things that I like to do is you have to wait till after your workers here get delivered to change the delivery zone and any of the garbage zones or anything like that. But I like to set up an export zone immediately because this is a quick way to make some quick cash here. So you go to your rooms and you hit exports here and go ahead and set up an export zone. And the reason it's flashing this is because we are still on pause. Now that we're unpaused, it'll go ahead and do that. And the other thing that I like to do right off the bat is do some planning. You have to come up with a decent... excuse me, sorry. Ugh. You have to come up with a decent plan as to how you want to build your prison. I always like to start off with a good-sized entryway because generally it's better to have more than one entrance. So what I'm going to do to make this a little bit more symmetrical here, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm actually going to move my garbage area just a little bit south here. And that's where we'll place our garbage area, down there. And eventually we will... This is not super important, but eventually we'll throw some walls up around this guy. And this will actually become part of the deal here. And the second thing we're going to want to do is establish a storage area, because your delivery zone is actually right here. So what I like to do is have my storage area right off to the side of my delivery zone, like so. So that way it does not take long to get from your deliveries into your storage area. And you're going to want to have a significantly large storage area because you are going to store a lot of stuff in here. And the second thing that gets really hard to do really fast is get your people around. You're going to want to figure out how your people are going to get where you want them to go. And I like to start off with strategizing hallways. So here we get deliveries. People come into the prison. We're going to put a prison door here. So we'll note that with an object. And we're actually going to do the same thing on this side here. Just going to go ahead and put a staff door over here though. And here I'm thinking I'm playing, so there's going to be a door there that leads out to the garbage area. But here is going to be a jail door, a large jail door. And we're going to do the same thing here and here. And we're actually going to put some metal detectors in here as well. So when people come into the prison, we will have metal detectors so that they don't bring anything in. Excuse me. So our main run of our prison here is going to be right down this hallway here. But since I don't like having my hallways be tiny because they get clogged up super fast, our main run looks like this. So up here, we're going to put in a staff door right in here. So we want our staff to be able to run this hallway here to go up and around. So that's going to be an established hallway, and this here is going to be an established hallway. But here, we are going to want to have a prison door as it would be. And I'm going to leave this just an open room for the time being. And the first thing that we're definitely going to want is an office. And an office has to be 4x4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over. And that is where the wall is going to start. Heck, nabbit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 4. So that's going to be an office. So this is already not symmetrical. See, this is going to drive me crazy. So we're just going to do that as a door there. And our walls, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's a little better. But we are going to have to rezone our garbage here just a little bit. And this is why you want to use the planning tool, because if you were doing this normally, then you would be costing yourself a lot of money right now. So we rezone our garbage zone here to be that big. That's how big we want our garbage zone to be. And we can say that's a hallway, and here's another office. So we note this as a hallway here by doing this, so we can see this is a hallway, and we're going to go ahead and mark it as a pathway here. Or we're going to leave it as a wall, because the thing doesn't want to change. So we can see that that is a hallway. And here is the same deal. You can see that this is a hallway, and here's a hallway. So starting off, this is not a bad kickoff here. So we're going to want some offices right off the bat here. That's annoying. So off of this hallway, we're just going to do a little kick over hallway here. And have these be rooms for offices. And I apologize for my incessant need to have everything be symmetrical, but it just drives me crazy when you don't have access to things like this, because you block it with something else. So we've got 3 offices there. I don't remember exactly how many offices we need. We could probably even put a 4th office right here if we wanted to. But I don't really like how that looks. So we're just going to leave it alone and leave this as our opening to our prison here. There's eventually going to be some type of a door to something in here, whether it be a security office or something of that nature. But something's going to go in here. Maybe even a staff room. Maybe we'll make that our staff room. But I feel like our staff room's going to come down here somewhere. But you kind of want your staff room to be centrally located. And we could put, with our storage being up here and everything, and our hallway being here, we could put another entrance to our staff room here. We can put more offices up here. However we want to really do it is fine. You can put more offices down here, have your staff room here. However you really want to do that, that's fine. But our main run here of our prison is going to go this direction. Mark it like that. So here's our door out. So again, we're going to want metal detectors through this door here to make sure that nothing is getting in or out of this prison. And this could also be a visitation room right here. That is something I almost always forget to do, is to put in a visitation room. And actually, I may just ditch this whole idea here and leave this as a hallway coming down here, and then just do offices. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be where I need to put the wall at. Down this direction like this. And then that would just keep going that way, with more offices vice versa down this way. So that may end up being the way I do this, because we can come down here with a couple more offices. And I kind of like this being a staff room here, and then you can have a hallway come down here, and we can actually do this entrance deal here instead, and put our doorway here. That might actually end up working. That way our staff can get in and out of here and get around without having to really mess with going in and out of these prison doors all the time. So I kind of like that idea. It'll kind of help keep the traffic flow through here to be a little bit better. And then the first things I want to do is obviously put in a room for visitation here, kind of towards the front. So this is going to kind of be a visitation room right here, and across on the other side I want to put in a holding cell. So here's going to be our holding cell, and here is going to be visitation, and you can get into visitation from here if you're a family member. You can get into a visitation from here if you are a prisoner. So they'll come in from different sides. And we will also have a staff door here, and a staff door here. So that way they can get in and out here. Yeah, that'll work. So holding cell, that, and then next to the holding cell you're going to want your first cell block to be. So here is how you pretty much set up cell blocks. It's way too big. And it depends. You can either set them up this direction like this, or you can set them up this direction like this. So either way you want to set them up, you can set them up either direction. I kind of like doing them like this. It seems to me to be the best way to do it. But you know what? We'll try something new here. We will set them up this direction here. So the reason you want to lay this out right now is because you kind of want to, if you're like me and you like everything to be symmetrical, then you're going to want to lay it out like this. So here's your holding cell. And I like the double wide hallways here in my prisons. And I already goofed that up. See? Planning tool. Make use of it. So we can see that this is how our cell block is going to go here. And that would make these exactly opposite of everybody else. So we're going to go ahead and make them the same. So here you can have your cell block. Here's your hallway that you're going to run up the middle here. And then we're going to come to a stopping point here and have a hallway that comes over. And then at the beginning of our cell block here, we're going to put in a shower. And then of course your cell block can continue if you want it to, like so. All the way out to eternity, or as far as you want it to go. So we can cap off there with kind of a basic starting plan, and you can have another cell here. So this can be access to shower, so on and so forth. And then what I like to do is cap off here at the very top. And put in a common room. So that way they have access to all their needs pretty much right here. And you can even do an additional cell block on this side here if we wanted to. And go ahead and kick it off like that. And see, this again is why I would want to utilize the planning tool, because I want it to be symmetrical once again. And there you go with your common room. And you could do the same thing here and just leave these out and go ahead and connect this cell block to that cell block here and have this be your plan right here for right now. Lay everything out like this, and this could be our cap off point right here for right now, and just have a run. So we know this is where our next set is going to start here. So you could kind of set it up like this. And you know that this is where your next run of hallways is going to be for your cells. So here you've got shower, common room, staff hallway can run all the way up to here. So this is staff hallway, so they can get in and out of everything. And really, realistically, what I want them to be able to do is come around to this side once I have more stuff, so they don't have to get use this main drag here that's going to be full of doors and so on and so forth to be able to get in here and do stuff. Now in this main section that we have visitation here, we also want to build a kitchen. So here's going to be your kitchen, and here is going to be what they call a canteen. So you've got a kitchen and a canteen right here. Your kitchen, only your staff needs to get into. So we're going to put staff into this one. And on this side here, we are going to put access for our cooks to bring in serving trays and so on and so forth. And then over here, we're going to put 2 large jail doors here. And that is it. And then we'll have another hallway that runs right here for our staff to get in and out without having to once again interact with our prisoners. So that is how we're going to do that. So our staff can come in here, deliveries will go to storage. They can come straight down this hallway here and over and into the kitchen to pick up their goodies, which that's a little bit far away from our storage area, but that's fine. They'll come over here and grab stuff and then come down through here and into here. So for now, we're going to call this episode a wrap, just to show you kind of the basics of how to use your planning tool and how to set up some things right off the very beginning to go ahead and get things started. And a couple other things we're going to need to set in is the yard and things like that, but on our next episode here we'll go ahead and cover actually the building phases and show you what that looks like. So thanks for watching. It's been Chuck with InFocus Games, and hope you enjoyed it.